Namaste and good evening to you. It's a wonderful evening. I know the rain is falling, but the plants are very happy. So when the plants are happy, we happy, because when the plants are happy, we get food. So welcome to today's evening talk. I wish I had you in the room, a bunch of people in the room, because on the topic I want to talk to, it's good to have an interactive audience. But since I don't have that, I'll just talk in general. And if anybody has a question to shoot at me while the program is going on, that will be just fabulous. So, we're born and, they tell us about God. So each of us has a different opinion of God. So the thing is, all the wars in the world now, religious wars, are about God. So if I was God, I would say, the only way to worship me is love, is true love. Don't do anything but love. No wars, no nothing, no worship, just love, if that was God. But anyway, so let me describe, let's do some imagination since I don't have an interactive group. So are you all hearing me well? I'm a little far from the camera. So Asha, are you hearing me well, or is it too slow, soft? I guess she isn't responding. Okay, I'll come a little closer. So let's use our imagination for a little bit. So just imagine there's a group of people who sit around a table, and they are from each different religion, and they are also different races, but we'll go into the religion thing, okay? So on that table, there are probably 7 different people, and each person is from a different religion. Now we know they are the main religions, but there are people who have some other little religions. So let's say everybody's in that room, and let's say everybody has a box on their head, So imagine these 7 people sitting around a table with a box on their head. Everybody has this box, And in this box contains all the ideas. It represents all the culture, the country, and the religion that they came from, and whatever they experience in life, and so what their basis of who they think God is. So each one has a different box. So, Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Jews, those are the major ones. They are sitting there also. So everybody is there. But because we're doing this example to learning, we're just going to include, everybody. So everybody has this box, and in it has what they believe God is. And each one has approach on how their relationship to God should be. So even their mode of worship is different. So each one, throughout the ages and stages of man's evolution or devolution, or what evolution, man's existence, everybody has something they inherited from their home, their culture. So when people are fighting wars against each other, all they are doing is taking one box and fighting another box. And outside of this box, everything else exists, So in their mind, they have locked themselves into this box of God, of what they think right and wrong is, and they are fighting each other over what they came from, instead of exploring and try to understand their box and try to break that box and see what they experience of God. So their idea, they have that box of the culture, and their idea of God is like another box. So this is this box sitting there of God. God is supposed to do this. We're supposed to worship this way. And so the idea, they are fighting over that. So they should go and learn what God is. And when that big box is split, then they would see why were we fighting? Why were we saying our ideology was the best? It's just our capacity to understand, our faith, our love, and how we are in life, how we relate to each other, are the main basis of knowing God or going forward in God. So even though you may practice different things, in the end, it is the love that you blossom inside for God in each religion that blossoms into the flower of God. So it's the love for God that helps you to love others, and the loving of others is what makes you a better person with the others. So this love for God transpires into everything we do. It even love transpires into making children, rearing children, and doing anything in life. If we have a garden, we have to love the flowers to plant it. So during in everything, the common thing in all people, all religion, it should be love and how we express that love, because that is the only thing that makes us feel well, don't you think? It's the only thing that we live for, in a sense that whatever relationship we are in, it's because of love that we have to keep the relationship going. And if there is no love, then the relationship dies. So in the same way, love is a relationship you have to have with God, and then you can really know God. Now, many people have known God, and they have written books, they have written the scriptures, and these are guidelines on how that person came from knowing God and tried to explain the message and tried to explain it to everyone as to what they experience God is, and how and what process did they do to experience this God. So it's not about which one is the greatest, because everything is God. There is nothing that is not God. For even discussing that is God. Because I'll tell you, let's say you say God is Paramatma. So when you say that, who is asking that question? Where did that intelligence to come and ask that question came from? It came from within you, and how did that question came about? Who asked the question? What consciousness is it coming from? So you see, so then the question, the ask of the question, and the question itself is all part of God also. Because who is in there? What consciousness is there in this soul, in that Atma? What is there? I'll get to your question just now. Yeah, so that is the thing, right? So there is nothing that is not God. Every particle, everything in the world is God. All our ideas come from some intelligence. All the flowers, all the trees come from some intelligence. The space, no space. When you go deep into meditation, you go into the void of nothing, just consciousness. So we cannot have words for this. This Supreme Being, there's no word. There's no way to explain it, but we have to experience it. And so when people come and say, well, they are this and they are that, they are still putting a name or a box. Like, for example, you say you come, and that's why they say that they are the Christ or the Buddha, because they've lost their name. So in a way, you cannot put a name on it. There's no name for it. It is nothing and no one. I always say I'm nothing and no one, and I am just going through the process of expressing whatever. So we have to experience God, but how do we get, the question was, how can we be more in the heart and love more? That's why you love God, because God, you don't notice God, and let's say you pick a personal form of God. Let's say in the Hindu religion, you love Krishna. Now, you would just look at Krishna, you'd fall in love with Krishna, and then you'd start loving God. Then you would say, well, I'm giving this to Krishna, I'm helping the poor, I'm giving it in the name of Sri Krishna. or feeding my family in the name of Sri Krishna. So in a way, you're starting to learn to love God, right? So then you will get more in your heart if you keep doing that, because it's the heart that opens. It's the heart that experiences this great love. So when you start doing that, then your whole day is spent thinking about God, and that heart expands because you're putting more love into it. Every time you love God a little bit, you love Him every time. So in a way, in this tradition, Bhakti Yoga is a thing. And so when you love, you just love that God. So then God now, the Supreme Being that we are all connected with, that heart has gone there and touched God. So God sends you now. The next thing, He sends you a guru now, so that you can experience everything. You can learn how to experience everything. So first you love, and then you get the guru, and then you start the path of sadhana to know the bigger picture of what God is. So God is the expression of love. And if you want to experience God totally, because God is not a he, God is not a she, God is everything, but we have to do that, So when the guru comes into your life now, that's when you start you love the guru also, because it's the heart that's always talking. So that's when the heart expands. So that's part of it. But going back to God now. So all of these wars and all of these things are just instigated by minds who has not experienced anything. And so the essence of God lies within the discovery and experience of God. And God is just a broad name. Paramatma means the great Atma, where everything arises from. But how could something arise from nothing, you see? So when you ask those questions, it doesn't make any sense. But when you experience something, then you feel, oh, I feel this, So that's the thing. So each person, even within their own religion, will have a different feeling of God. Even within your own religion, you'll say, no, God is this, no, God is that. And, it's like, how do you approach this God? So we should never say somebody's opinion is different or lower than us or higher than us. We should, what our belief is, we should emanate that. So when we love God, we would emanate that love for God. And so we don't have to prove our God. You see, we don't have to prove the characteristic of our God. If we become that love, that thing that we are looking up of as God, if we become that, then we don't have to prove anything to anybody, that this is my God or this is your God, So that's what you have to do. You have to exude that God. Be an expression of God. And that's the best way to explain it. You be an expression of God. You use your gift that you have, and that's what you will do. You use your gift and express God. Oh, Asha is asking a question. When Guru leaves the body, how can we continue our path strong and keep our sadhana going? Well, because of your misunderstanding of Guru, that you think Guru leave the body. Yes, the body is no longer existing, but the Guru is also within you. So that body that had that Guru that you saw was only part of what the Guru is. So that Guru is still existing, and if you have done sadhana long enough, then you would be at a state to be without the Guru. But if you are not there yet, where you don't understand what the Guru is, you have to keep doing your sadhana, and going in the presence of some saints and sages will help you in your sadhana to understand as you go along what the Guru is. So you just keep strong in your sadhana regardless. And you look for something that will give you a faith. If you're meditating, find a meditating group until you understand what that guru is, and so on. But we won't talk too much more about the guru right now. I don't know who's. I wanted to have a day to just talk about the guru. I'm just talking about God right now. So I'll talk more about the guru later on. Because I don't know even who is watching. I know Camille, Asha, and I think Vedi was on. So what do we do in our life to get closer to God? Well, it's like God doesn't really require a lot of ritual, but there are things that help us feel better when we sit. Just like I said, to prepare a place for meditation, you can prepare a place, light a diya, and sit and concentrate before you meditate, and you get in touch with God that way. You talk to God just like you're talking to anybody else. Oh, Vedi's here. Hi, Vedi. Yeah. So you talk to God the same way that you would talk to anybody, and you just love God. So the thing is, if a guru comes into your life now, it's a different thing. It's like, I'll tell you the role of the guru. Since Asha is asking all these questions where she knows the answer, she just wants everybody to hear the answer. The thing is, the guru comes to show you who God is. The role of the Sadguru in our life is to show you who God is, because all the time you're imagining and you're praying to what people told you God was, and you started feeling God, you started feeling a little experience. But when the guru comes in your life, now the guru shows you who God really is. So that is the role of the guru. A great role. And that's why we say the guru is as great as God. Because when you start to meditate and you listen to the guru instruction, then you go deeper into yourself. And that's when you want to know what God is. Right now, everybody just wants to know what their life is. How can they do a job? How can they get by day to day? How can they raise their kids? So they are not looking that deep for God. They are looking for somebody to help them now and then, and they don't pay no attention, have no relationship with God. But then when something bad happens, they want to have a relationship, and after a little while, they die off that relationship with God. So you have to keep steady and have a relationship every day. Now you don't even have to do anything. You just think of God throughout the day, during your work, during your whatever job you do, you think about God during the day, and so you build that relationship. So then you become stronger in your faith. You begin to see the rhythm of the universe. You begin to see the synchronicity of things. So it's within you to be in that silence. And then when all the family relations are over, then if you want to go deeper to know God, then you keep meditating. So that's why there is a need to start meditating now 10 minutes. So you start your relationship a little, give a little bit of time. And then when your responsibilities lessen, then you give it more time. Because God didn't send us here to worship. We are here really to evolve. We have been evolving, and we need more to evolve. So when you tell people that, they think that man has reached the highest stage of humanity. But man has not reached the highest stages of humanity. Man has a lot more to evolve into. Consciousness has to take man towards a more brighter being. So all these dramas that happen in the world is for people to learn the lessons, learn what they have to learn. And if they don't learn it, then they have to, after they died, they go and they review themselves, well, what did I do wrong? What was I supposed to learn? And then they come back and do the lesson, because this evolution has to take place. So our duty is for us to try to evolve. And the guru is the one that helps you evolve to this level where you will know God. You will transcend this earth, go and exist as a different being. Because man has to evolve. We've seen it in history. If you look at history, man was very primitive. Then man, we had king, and they used to behead people, So every time man goes through all kind of big wars, because it means it's time for them to shift their consciousness. So you notice when there is a big shooting or some kind of thing, then people turn to God, you see. But you don't allow that. What you have to do is build a daily relationship with God in your heart, and and do a little bit of meditation. That's all you could really do. What else can you do? And if you can meet in a group and have satsang, that's the greatest thing, because that keeps you with other beings of similar vibration where you would enjoy it. You see, when you have good company, then you enjoy your love for God together. There's nothing greater than that, and the frequency in the room increases. So you feel really good. So find a good little group where you can be yourself. Everybody has respect for each other, and everybody has the same ambition that they want to know God further, and they want to share love. They want to share themselves, So that's the best thing. If you find a group like that, then you're in business. There's no need to worry and fret about anything. You live your life normally, and you have that in mind. So, any questions about God? Well, nobody has a question, so we got 8 more minutes. So I'll tell you a little bit about my personal story for the next 10 minutes. In a website, I wrote how I loved God. So later on, my love for God went to the extreme where I would think of God all day. I would be at my computer, I'd be thinking of God. And then when I got a guru, it will be the same thing. I'll be thinking of the guru. So that's the thing. The great saints, they would have thought of God 24 hours a day. Or as soon as they are awake, they think of God. And so everything they are thinking is thinking God, thinking God. What you think, you become. So whatever you focus on, that is what you become. And whatever you fill yourself with, that is what you become. So if you fill yourself with love on a higher frequency, then people around you will be drawn to be with you. They would feel pleasant, because you feel pleasant when you're in the company of somebody good. So whatever you want to give out to the world, you fill yourself with that. And you will become that. Life after life, if you haven't, if you're coming back again, that is what would be your gift. You'd be giving that. So if you've loved God with a passion and done sadhana in your last life, then this life is what I did. I continued that. So that's why I said I was born with that. And when I would love God, I would go and have many different experiences. So it wasn't like only a Hindu God or this. I experienced God, as Jesus also. So whatever we do, we become. So this is the important thing. There's no confusion about who or what religion is greater, or who or what is greater. You have to go into silence and find God on your own and live a life where, the scriptures do have good points, like the law of karma, which is very important to carry on. Everything has a consequence. So the most important lesson is the lesson of, so you love God with all your heart. If you want to experience God, or if you just want to have a relationship, like talk to God, ask Him for help, then you can do that relationship also. And so that's how your relationship should be with God. Whatever you're expecting, that's what you do. So whatever you do, you become, as I said. So we have 5 minutes again. So when we don't have a question, there's not much more to talk. So I don't know how people are doing in their meditation. I hope meditation is going well. I hope the people who are going to listen to this video after, I hope it's of some use, and you're doing well, you're having a good day. And I hope I have inspired you in some way towards walk the path of evolution, the path of grace, the path of love, the path of kindness. You know, the reason why they do a lot of charity work is because we have to open that heart. So many gurus would say, go and do some good to the world, do some charity. It all ties back to what I was talking about, the heart. So we do have to be kind to others, and we do have to open that heart. So that is one of the important things. Now, once you're doing all these things, then one day something different happens within you. You get awakened, and then the energy starts flowing in you, and you start to feel different things. So then the dynamics of your being start changing, and that is the process when the guru is needed. So when you start to feel energy flowing and things are so different in your life, then you definitely need the guru. And you will definitely know, because within your body, there'll be many changes going on. So God has made our body. He has programmed whatever happens within us. So that is the program that God has within us also. So when we are ready to go back and meet Source, then that happens, and then our journey to go back starts. Our journey to learn has come, and we are learning in every life. So we come and we are learning, and then when we finish to learn and we want to go back, then this happens, and we start clearing away our old body, our old self, to become, as they say, born again or whatever. So you become a new person without name. You become the Buddha, the Christ, the Ma, the whatever. You know, there's no name for it. So that is what it is about. So when you reach that stage, then you definitely need a guru, and you definitely need to learn how to meditate. It's very important. So it's almost time to finish today, and I'll leave you with saying the Gayatri mantra. We didn't start with a mantra because usually when I say a prayer, I get very silent, and then I cannot speak much. I go into much silence. So when Asha is here, she helped me with a prayer. So I didn't say it at the beginning, but I'll say it now. So if I get silent, I don't have to talk anymore. So we'll leave by saying the Gayatri mantra. So all who knows it, please join me. Om Bhurbhuva Swatat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Now I don't usually say these prayers, so it's not really great how I say it, but let say to yourself, let me be happy, let all beings be happy, let us have peace, let us expand our heart, let us share love into the world, and we love each other. And thank you so much for joining me. May God bless you.